you probably can't hear us from the noise in the background, but I'm here with Simy. We're actually at a pack job in Belgrade, and we have a person laughing in the corner about our video recording, but it's fine. It's fine. So, Simy organized a move from Belgrade pack job. So, yeah.
So Kingdom International Movers is delighted to be here in Belgrade visiting this pack job. My customer is moving from Belgrade all the way to the US and couldn't be more excited to be here today. Just hang out with the packers, see how they do it in this part of the world, and also just to be there for the clients during this really stressful time for them.
And I want to say thank you very much to the customers letting us come in,
of course,
and Vision for Logistics that allowed us to come in and see everything. So shout out to Nicola and Vision for Logistics. It's awesome. So once again, you guys can see how the crew is doing an awesome job. They also, put how everything is fragile, so that way you know how to differentiate the boxes. Everything is properly secured. So the guy doing the kitchen, he's absolutely ecstatic. He woke up this morning and thinking, I can't wait to pack all the small things. Like, I'm so enjoying my life right now. But he drew the shortest straw. Again,
big shout out to him, because the kitchen is not the easiest place to pack. So, it's like so many little things, and you just have to make sure that it's all perfect, because the lady of the house cares about the kitchen. So, so I'm sure that he's very excited to pack all the little things in the kitchen.
Super excited. Again, thank you guys very much. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Welcome to a special episode of Drive Sales Show. I'll introduce my friend in a second, but you've seen the pack job that we're actually on the balcony of that pack job, overlooking it. So if there's some noise, don't mind it. We're enjoying and helping the packing crew. Not much helping, but like more being
We're staying out of their way.
Staying out of their way. So my dear friend, Simy Mathews, she's a Chief Experience Officer and a partner at Kingdom International Movers.
That's right.
Organized the move from Belgrade to the US.
Yes.
As mentioned, we are at the pack site at the balcony. So, Simy, how did you first organize the move from Belgrade to US?
So actually, this is for a friend of mine, and she, her husband's company is moving them back to the US. They've lived here for 4 years, and I've known her for 4 years. And so when the husband's company requested 3 quotations, obviously one of them was me.
Obviously.
For obvious reasons. And so, I was competitive. I got some good rates from my partners, both in Serbia and also in the US. And we were able to secure the move. And she's very happy that I happened to be in Belgrade at the time of the pack job. So I've been helping her, hand holding, making sure that everything goes smooth. And today is pack day, and here we are.
And it's awesome. I want to also shout out to Vision for Logistics from Belgrade.
Yeah.
They're organizing the packing crew, and it's awesome. Like, they're doing a phenomenal job.
Absolutely, the guys are amazing. Like, I mean, they've just come in, gotten on with it. They've also got a sense of humor, because we're having a bit of a laugh with them. So that's all exciting. And also a shout out to Earth Relocations in the US. Samir and Kapil, if you're watching, I know that you're going to do a great job with destination services.
No pressure. No pressure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me those brilliant rates that I could, secure the move. So hopefully by the time it reaches the US, everything is going to be fine, and customers going to be happy, and they would have had a great experience with Kingdom International.
Oh, wow. This is the end of commercial, guys. I think we're done. Now. Yeah. So, Simy, walk us through. We talked a bit downstairs. And when someone asks you, what do you get excited about? When your kids ask you, how do you get excited about certain things? Like, what are those things that you get excited about?
So, oh no. So I get excited looking at containers. So yeah, I mean, I'm strange like that, but every time I see a container, I'm thinking what's inside it. Like, is that someone's entire house packed up? Is that commercial cargo? Is that, I don't know, tires for people's cars? What is it? And yeah, it just gives me a feeling of excitement. I get excited looking at packing materials. I check out cartons to see if they're three ply or five ply. I'm
Like,
very
no, I'm not joking. She was like, oh, this is nice. This paper is really nice. It saves you time and effort because it's bubble wrap on one side and paper on the other side. I was like, oh my god, it's awesome.
you can tell I'm a mover completely. Yeah, so these are the crazy things that excite me. But no, yeah, there's always a sense of satisfaction when you see good packing
Yeah.
materials and you know that somebody's belongings are going to be looked after.
Yeah, it's nice. And then, so how in the world did you end up in moving?
Oh, long
You don't
story.
have to. Look, that doesn't have to
Oh,
be a long story,
it is a long story.
but you don't
So
have to. You don't have to tell the whole story. Short version.
no, actually, there isn't any short version. But yeah, I mean, I've been in the business about 18 years now, and it's it's been exciting, and I don't think I'd ever want to be in any other industry other than this. I mean, it's highly stressful, it's very challenging, and I think now is probably the most challenging time we've ever lived in terms of whether it's freight or staff availability or truck availability, whatever it might be. It is the most challenging, but it's also the most exciting, because as industry people from the industry, we're trying to find new ways of helping people who want to move.
Well, yeah, and then labor shortages are happening across the globe.
Yep.
I talked to a bunch of people, U.S., UK, and they're struggling because
Yes,
the demand is
absolutely.
there. Like they can.
Absolutely.
I had a friend of mine tell me that if I can bring 100 workers, they would be employed tomorrow.
Wow.
Yep,
What, just bring 100 workers to the
and
US?
then they will be employed tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand that. I can see where that's coming from. Like, I mean, COVID hasn't helped. It's taken down people's energies and health, and has put people out of work from a health perspective as well. Like, many people aren't able, don't have the energy, for example, to do this kind of physical
Yeah,
labor as well. But there's, I think technology has done a lot to help moving. Um,
it does.
Companies, as you are a testament to that, aren't you?
Try
Helping
to.
helping with surveys or leads management or whatever it might be, so that we can actually focus on the operational part of
Yeah.
it. So for me, as a moving company owner or chief experience officer, for me, I want to create that experience for the actual move. So if technology can help
Yeah.
where people aren't required, then it's a win-win. But yeah, it is, this industry is exciting, and
I'm afraid to admit it, but as I got into the industry, like what 6 7 years ago, um, like I thought like, oh, I'm gonna be here for 3 months only. No, I promise you, I thought I'll be here for 3 months. I'll find something else. 7 years later, here I am doing a moving podcast.
yeah. No, honestly, I wasn't sure that I'd enjoy it either, but I mean, I always enjoy the customer interfacing and helping people out and everything. So this comes naturally to me, and so I knew instinctively that I'd continue, and
Sadly,
here.
I am too. Like I was like, yeah. Now that I'm in the industry, it's so hard to let go for some reason.
Yeah, yeah,
It makes no sense.
yeah,
Like if you tell someone, "Oh, I love this industry," why?
yeah.
Because it's stressful. Because I deal with people's problems at their most stressful part of their one of the most stressful parts of their life, and then I enjoy sometimes being yelled at, sometimes but the small successes that you have are just worth it. And then people look at me like, "You're absolutely crazy."
I've heard that a
Yeah,
lot.
but I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy interfacing with movers,
Yes.
with people who are moving,
Yep.
because it's. life changing stuff in terms of when you uproot where you live and go
Yeah.
somewhere else. It's not easy. Like
Yeah.
for example, when I didn't uproot necessarily, but when I went to college in the States, I
Yeah.
didn't have anyone there.
Yes.
Like literally nobody
Yep.
to welcome me. I didn't know who's gonna pick me up from the airport. I had
Yeah.
no idea what was going on,
Yeah.
and it's a completely different ball game. Up until that point, I'm not ashamed to say I didn't know anything
Yeah.
about anything.
Yeah.
How do you properly fold clothes? I mean, I know how to fold clothes, but I mean, like
True. True.
do laundry, do
Yeah.
all that stuff. But that was like 2 lifetimes ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
mean, I didn't understand why people were getting upset about, like, just like plates or cups or vases when I first started, because I hadn't ever moved in my life. I'd lived in the same house for all of my life, and I didn't have any idea. And I remember thinking, well, come on, it's just a thing. It's an object. Like, why would you get so upset about it?
yeah, why would you be mad?
And then I moved to New Zealand. And then when I saw my entire life packed up into a 20-foot container, I realized what that stress is, and I realized
Yeah.
why it was important to to make sure that my grandma's pots were kept safe, or my wedding dress was kept safe, or my child's christening outfit was looked after. I understood it when I moved. And since then I've moved 4 times, 4 countries. So now I'm completely, I don't mind the customer yelling at me, because I know
It'll be
that
pain.
stress.
Yeah,
you
and
know
we just talked to the customers that are moving. It's their 20th move.
Yes, their 20th. This customer of ours, it's their 20th move. So not just countries, but also within a country, they've moved several times. Like, they've moved homes because they've got young kids, and so they've had to move homes based on kids' schools and whatever. So, and she just told us that it gets more stressful.
Which is great.
You'd
Which is
think,
great.
yeah, you'd think it'll get easier as many times as you've moved, but she just told us that actually it gets more stressful, because you're just like, nah, can't be bothered. Oh my gosh, not again. But yeah, so it just gets stressful.
I mean, it's not easy.
No.
It's generally not easy, but for some of us who enjoy looking at the containers,
Yeah.
yeah, uh, it's good stuff. So now, Simi,
Hmm.
I have a couple of questions. Obviously,
All right.
uh, uh, so you opened up. How did you? Let's rephrase that. How did you end up doing Kingdom International Movers in Dubai?
Uh-huh. Okay. So that was absolutely by chance. So I'd worked with the partners. So Kingdom International Movers is a Saudi-based company,
Mhm.
and they've been in Saudi Arabia for 10 years
Yeah.
with their head office in Riyadh and few other offices. And they've been in the industry for 10 years. They've been the service partners for many of the bigger relocation companies, being their service partners in the kingdom. And they've been wanting to open an office in Dubai, because there's obviously a bit of traffic between Saudi and Dubai. And so, they've wanted to open an office. And when they reached out to me and they said, and I thought they were asking me to join them for work, and they said, no, would you like to partner with us? So, that's how it happened. And
That's
we opened
nice.
Dubai last year. And yeah, thank goodness it's done well. And, I've had great support from my network of people over the years. So, friendships that I've built and contacts that I've made over the years. So, thank you to everyone that's given me work, that's given our company work, and that's supported us. Really, really appreciate it.
And tell us how it felt to get your first customer in, and when you started your own, so to speak, your own shop.
Yeah. And again, I refer to contacts and networks, and actually, my first customer was my friend. He was moving locally, and he said, "Hey, Simi, can you help?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, of course." So yeah, so it was a friend of mine that was moving within Dubai, and he was very happy. And he didn't actually. It was his first move.
First move.
Yeah, he'd never moved homes. He'd lived in his parents' home, the home that he grew up. And so he was a bit nervous, and he was just like, don't worry about the price and everything. Quote me what you'd quote a normal customer. I don't want mates rates or anything. He's like, I just want to not feel the stress. So yeah, so we did a good job. They were very
Nice,
happy. And
nice.
he transitioned very well from his childhood home into a new home. Yeah.
And like, since we've known each other for a couple of years,
Not couple, 4 years.
let's say a couple.
Okay, okay.
We don't have to be specific. A couple. But you know, throughout my interaction with you, even like when you do sales, when you talk about I legitimately have not met many people that are just as focused on how the customer feels.
Thank you.
No, I legitimately haven't.
Thank you.
There's a question here, so don't thank me yet.
Okay.
No, but and what? How is that? Why do you generally like? Let's rephrase that. How do you? Why? How and why did you get to that point to solely focus on the customer experience versus price point versus other things that other moving companies focus on, and how did that become like the norm for you specifically?
So, I mean, I think there's like two aspects to this. One is personality wise, I'm just somebody that likes helping people. That's inherently in me. And so this industry fits really well with what I like doing. My personal ethics is to help people. And as we all know that, we are dealing with people during the most stressful time of their life, right? And so if I can make it easier for them, then that actually gives me more satisfaction than the dollar value that I can make out of the move. And again, like I said, this is what I feel personally. This is how I've operated personally. I've always been about the customer experience and how they feel or how we make them feel from the time they call the company to get a quotation through to the closing the job and actually making it happen operationally and until we've delivered and they've sort of settled into their new home. I just feel that general joy, and I like to believe that we cascade it through the organization. So if we feel that passion at the top, with the from the management level, then I think it's easy for the staff to replicate that feeling and that passion. So we try and instill this sense of it's not about the money, it's about what the customer feels. It's about the customer experience, and we try to drive that experience factor throughout the organization, whether that's our crew or whether that's our office staff or whether that's the guys that do the surveys. We want people to know that um, it's about how we make you feel.
It is.
Yeah.
And especially when you like hone in on how, focusing on how it makes them feel, especially in a time that is as stressful as moving.
Yeah.
It That's why you have friends that will give you moves, that will call you,
Yeah.
hook you up.
Yeah. Thank
That's the
you.
reason why.
Yeah. Yeah.
They won't call you if you're focused on dollars
Yes.
and the
Yes.
bottom line.
I mean, I'm not saying the money isn't important. It is, but I just think that, if you have done your job right from the beginning, and when that customer calls you and they understand that you are experienced enough to take care of their move, and you talk in a manner that makes the customer feel confident to move with you, then I think that's half the battle won, right? I mean, you've
Yes.
you've closed that job right there by speaking through your knowledge and through your experience.
Yep.
So it's the money is definitely important, and I think that if you make a customer feel good, they will be happy to pay a little bit more for that experience.
That's where I was leading to.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you offer good experience, then you're not selling on price point, you're selling on value.
Yeah.
And for example, if you had an advice that you would give to people starting up in the industry, or they're like just fresh in the industry, just say, I mean, it's generally about sales. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's sales advice,
Yeah.
regardless of industry, that whether it be moving, whether it be something else. What would you like tell them to focus on? Obviously, it's experience, but how would you get them to the point, into the mindset that you have in terms of solving other people's pain?
Look, it's hard to teach that
Mhm.
to salespeople, particularly because they are focused on the numbers. But I think if they realize that, if they put the customer's needs first, before the company's needs, then the customer will choose you. Somehow, um, so for example, just to give you an example, I get inquiries for customers that want to move like 10 kgs or 5 kgs.
Yeah.
I mean, as a business owner, I should take every move, right? But I know that it's going to be way more expensive for the customer to use me,
Yeah.
um, for those 10 kgs. And so I will always advise them to contact a courier company. And so just talk to the customer where you put their needs first. So you know that if they're only got 10 kgs, they've only got X amount of dollars or money that they're willing to spend on moving those items. So, you know, salespeople must listen to the needs of the customer, listen to the customer, which I think many times salespeople don't listen, because they're always thinking of how they're going to make the sale. But I'd say that listen to the customer, listen to the needs. What exactly do they need? Can you, as a company, can you, as a provider, um, you know, take care of those needs in the best possible way for that customer, and then you'll make the sale, because the customer will genuinely see that you care about their needs. The customer will understand that this isn't just another sales pitch, but this person is actually has taken listened to me, has taken my needs into consideration, and this is the best for me and my family or our move.
For you to listen, that's an awesome explanation and walkthrough. But for you to listen effectively, I think you need to ask very good questions.
True. True.
So in terms of, I know there's a lot of, in terms of, this isn't just specific to sales, but if you don't ask quality questions, or don't know how to ask or phrase them,
Yep.
you won't even get a chance to listen to the customer.
That's true.
Because at the end of the day, if you're not asking meaningful questions and thoughtful questions that are particular to them specifically,
Yeah.
or their company, or whatever you're selling, you won't even get a chance to listen to them.
Yes, I agree.
It's a huge difference, and that, I think, the most effective salespeople are very good at asking very provocative questions in terms of customers, and they can be direct. They can be, but if you're like, oh, let me tell you something, and if you even start a conversation with, let me tell you, let me
Yeah.
show you,
Yeah.
let me do all this for you, it doesn't. It's still just specifically focused on you
Hmm.
versus on the customer,
Mm.
because it's not about them. It's about you showing and you showcasing what you have, what you got, what you're doing,
Yeah.
and the customers feel that.
Yes, yes, because then it becomes about you and the company, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah, you have again, that also comes back to, asking relevant questions to what the customer's requirement is,
yeah.
you know?
It's not easy.
No, it's not. It's not.
I was terrible with it when I started.
Yeah.
I'll be transparent. Because I didn't know when I was starting sales ages ago what I was doing,
Yeah.
and I was just, I was using whatever charm I had left. Not much, not much. And that was my thing, because I didn't know better at that time. I'm not saying I know now. I know better now.
No.
So so, so let's not get that twisted. But it's just you just see the big difference,
Yeah.
very big difference. Now, tell me, what are your plans when you go to Dubai? You go back there. So can you tell me about what do you have in store for Kingdom International Movers?
Look, I mean, like I said, we are not, we're not thinking of growing the business and scaling
Hmm.
in a short period, and we're not about becoming rich just because we've opened a moving company and there's a need. We'd like to build based on reputation and quality, and again, back to customer experience. So we're in the busy season now.
Yes.
So it's really
Clearly.
it's just I mean, it's a good position to be in, to have all this work, even though we've only been in the in Dubai market for a year and a half. But there's a lot of development going on in Saudi Arabia.
Hmm.
Saudi is booming, and lots of people are moving to Saudi. And so we're really lucky that we've been established in the market for the last 10 years. And we're a Saudi owned company. We have our own crew, our own trucks, our own warehouse. And we are complying with all of
Mm-hmm.
the Saudi legislation in terms of having our own labor force and all of that. So we're actually very excited with the whole, um, you know, building of the kingdom. So it's going to be the next destination. For people to visit. I know it sounds incredibly hard to believe that you'd want to go visit Saudi Arabia, but trust me, it's going to happen. There's some amazing, amazing projects happening there. They're building malls and islands and hotels and movie theaters, all sorts of things. And we think that we are best placed to help all
Nice.
moving companies coming in, moving people into Saudi Arabia. And I mean, all of this needs to be built by expats. So we're already seeing a huge influx of consultants and lawyers and architects and engineers. Schools are being built, for all these people moving in. Families need to come in. There's new compounds being built. So we've got a great mobility partner that can help with visa and immigration, home search, school search, all of your mobility needs. We've got a Saudi-based mobility partner. Shout out to Victoria and her team at Relocate Me, who officially partner with us for mobility needs into Saudi Arabia. And yeah, so we're excited. We're actually excited about the development in Saudi,
Yeah.
because there's people from Dubai who are getting jobs in Saudi,
Yeah.
and we're the only relocation company that have their own office in both Dubai and Saudi Arabia. So
You're well placed.
well placed
Yeah.
at the moment to, so it's seamless, company to company, one company move. We can assist with corporate relocations, we can support with mobility. Yeah, I mean, moving vehicles, we do a lot of automobile transportation into Saudi Arabia. So it is exciting times ahead. And we are, yeah, we're very excited about the developments in Saudi.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be
I'm gonna
awesome.
come visit. I'm gonna come visit.
You have to. You
Yeah, I
have to
need
come
to.
visit.
I
Yeah,
need, I need to hang out in Dubai a bit.
of course. But you also need to go visit Saudi.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a trip.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
trip.
yeah. You should. And I
It's a
mean,
trip.
like I said, um, you probably won't. It'll be good for you to come now because it's on the verge of that development. But in the next few years, you'll be able to come back again, and you'll be like, oh wow, this is not the Saudi I saw. And I've already seen changes from when I first went in 2017, and then I went to do a training for our staff in 2022. And it was a huge change there, whether it's in the way that me as a woman, I don't need to, wear a shayla and abaya, cover my hair. I just need to be dressed respectfully, like, to see women driving in Saudi Arabia. That was amazing. So I already saw the big changes, and now, I mean, I can imagine how much more there's going to be by
Moving
the
forward,
time,
yeah.
because the Saudi Vision 2030 is big. And so, come 2030, and it's probably going to look something like Dubai.
I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it to see where I go there. I might wait for a couple of years then to
Yeah.
see the development, some developments finish.
No, it'll be good to come to see what it looks like now, and then you'll be able to assess, oh, wow, and all of these changes have been done, along with the locals, all the expats who've come in to help build the country. And to think that as part of the moving industry, you've in some way contributed to to the
It's
growth,
fun. Yeah,
yeah, of the nation.
it's fun to look at it from that perspective. Oh, I've been involved in the growth and the development of the nation.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fun to look at it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so in terms of when you have, let's say, what are some of the challenges that you might see as you're looking from, you're in a specific markets right now, right?
Hmm.
And every market currently that I've been at least talked with, I haven't talked to markets, I talked to companies from those markets, so don't mind me, is facing a bunch of labor issues.
Yes.
So how do you guys currently deal with the influx of everything that you said, and then the shortages, if
So
you have them?
yeah, so again, like I said, we're pretty well placed in terms of labor supply, because we don't have to subcontract that much.
Mhm.
We have our own crew and our own trucks and all of that.
Nice.
And in the Middle East, it's an expat market, so employees are hired, and our employees, particularly in Saudi, they've been with us from the inception of the company. So all of our crew have been with us from the last 10 years. So it's it's a good place to be in. And we do have uh, subcontractors where we hire them for loading a container or unloading a container, but pretty much all of the main packing and unpacking is done by our own crew. So
Nice.
we haven't experienced that much labor shortages. However, transportation, because between Saudi and Dubai we do road transport. Trucks can be in short supply at
Supply, yeah.
sometimes. Yeah. The fuel prices rising haven't helped, so the cost of trucking has gone up. It's ridiculous, but I think it's still cheaper than container prices.
Container
Yeah,
prices, yeah.
it's still way more affordable. And we're in a good position where we have good agents who we work with, and they don't rip us off as much as someone else would, so we don't have to pass on those increased costs to the customer that much. We're still able to control it.
Yeah, that's super important.
Yeah, yeah.
Super important. And I'm curious now that like a segue into a different conversation. I'm curious to hear how are you guys, if you guys are utilizing technology at Saudi and Dubai.
So technology, as of now, we don't, I mean, we haven't invested in,
Mhm.
but we're looking at investing it
Mhm.
as the company grows.
Yep.
We'd like to have, again, Saudi and Dubai are both markets where people still prefer in-home surveyors,
Yeah.
also because they have bigger volumes. So they live in bigger villas, bigger apartments with way more things. It's more families. So, they come with kids and pets and all of that. I mean, that is changing though. There's more younger people coming in and all that. So technology would definitely help where, we don't have to have in-home surveys. So the video survey technology would definitely help.
Mhm.
Also, managing leads. Sometimes it's hard to manage all of your leads, and
Yeah.
to miss things. And when there's so many moving companies, we need to hold on to every lead we get. So yeah, I think technology. We're definitely looking at investing in that technology that's going to help us
Yeah.
in managing our leads and booking more.
Yeah, I hope that will allow you guys to scale in terms of to
Yes.
prep for
Yeah.
what's happening in
Yes.
Saudi,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I think it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
And a couple of so in terms of where we currently sit, right? I mean, Belgrade, the view is awesome. We'll
Yes.
show you the view afterwards.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then anyway, it's completely off topic, off topic. But if you had, if you're looking to have, if someone is looking to start, because I'm gonna use you as an example of starting your own company,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even though you have partners
Yeah.
in Saudi that have been established for 10 years and so on, if someone was looking to start a company from scratch, moving company and international moving companies like we've seen in Belgrade, we've seen, what would be some of your advice to those people to what to look for and what to prepare for?
Uh, the tough question, Milavan, because I honestly don't know what I would do or what I would have done without the strength and support of an already established name as my partner. You know,
Mhm.
so to someone starting up, I would say that the profit margins are shrinking in this business, as we all know, because of the
Mhm.
high cost of freight in doing business. So if you're coming into this industry to make money, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So you should have a genuine interest to help customers. If your heart is in supporting customers during a very difficult period, then then I think this is the industry. But if you're looking to make quick profits and overnight money, bank, increasing your bank balance, I don't think that's going to work. Certainly not in this time
Yeah.
where we are, with the cost of everything rising. But yeah, I mean, network a lot. Make friendships, and as this move in Belgrade demonstrates, agents and friends and partners, service partners, can come together to give you a move, to make it happen for you. So if you need to network a lot, to build relationships with other companies who can give you business and who you can give business to, I'd say do that networking.
So the start would be networking, joining potential groups, if you don't have, like, for example, if you're not an established person like you are after 18 years
Yeah.
in the business, let's say I come in, I know nobody.
Yeah.
And then I would be joining moving groups. I would joining different boards,
Yeah.
talking to moving companies to make
Yes.
sure I can establish myself as
Yes.
someone that can do the job well.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, those are all key points. And then moving is absolutely not for
No,
everybody.
it's not. It's not. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just, it's not something like a marketing agency you set up and, you get clients and you do social media work and advertise yourself. It's not. I mean, you could do 10 good moves, and the one bad move would be that worst review ever. And so, you've got to try and get it right as many times as you can.
And the thing is, you won't see that many reviews posted online
Yeah.
from those 10 good moves.
Yes, true, true,
But
true.
the bad move, oh my
Ah,
God,
yes.
you only see bad moves.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you go to any moving company online right now, you rarely will see like abundance of
Yeah,
good
yeah,
reviews.
yeah.
Because people, when they're frustrated,
That's
they'll
when they
yeah
went, yeah,
they
yeah.
won't go out like, oh my God, they did an amazing job. Some will, obviously, but that's why the majority of moving companies are rated poorly. Also,
Mm.
there's some companies that deserve to be rated poorly,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
and there's some companies who don't.
Yeah,
So it's also about the service level.
yeah. And you know what? I'm not saying we don't make mistakes. We
Yeah.
absolutely make mistakes, and we do mess up on moves. But I think the key is to take ownership of it and fix it.
Yeah, it's
And
how you react to it.
yes, absolutely. Proactive and not reactive all the time. And so if you're only after the customer's sale and don't want to listen to the customer when they have a problem, then you've lost it. It's just
You're not. Yeah,
yeah,
you
you
should be.
shouldn't be in the business. You shouldn't be in the business only to book the moves and take their money. This is a move cycle, as we call it. So you need to be there for that customer from the time your phone first rings, or your inquiry first comes in, however that might be, to the time that you clear the debris from their home. Maybe even after that, because after that is when they actually have the problems many times, and your reaction to that problem or how you fix it is going to be the lasting impression. Because bear in mind, people are moving now more than ever, whether it's buying their own homes, or there's more flexibility for people to, what do they call them, digital nomads and
Digital
all of that.
nomads.
I mean, yes, they're not going to move with a container, but they might still move with 100 kgs or 500 kgs. So it's an opportunity for you to demonstrate how well you can do a move, and how well you can support, and how well you can look after them. So it's important that you're there for the customer as much as the good times, but also during the time when something goes wrong, how you take ownership of it and fix it.
Look, Simi, thank you very much for this chat. I think
Pleasure.
it's been awesome, especially this is the first podcast that I've done with someone sitting next to them.
I know,
So it's
it's been
awesome,
amazing.
and on a pack job, good pack job. Let's
Yeah,
just put
yep,
good
yep.
pack job. So I'm very very excited. Thank you very much
No,
for
thank you.
repping Kingdom International Movers
Thank you.
and telling us a bunch about what you guys have done and what we can look for. Again, thank you
My
very much.
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Always. And the last thing that we'll show you guys is actually the view. I'm gonna take the computer. I'll show you guys the view. It's not that bad, you know what I mean? So we'll let you guys go with this view. Thank you very much for joining, and till next time.
Signing
Bye.
off.
So this is how it looks, all sorted up and finishing up in the first floor. You guys have seen it took them what, an hour or so, an hour to pack everything, protect everything properly. So shout out to Simi, she's here, and that's it. Thank you for letting us in. Yeah, awesome job, and I wanted to show you guys how the job was done. Thank you.